The space between art and activism can be transformative, but it's not always a comfortable space. A local artist in residency program aims to create more of that space, and it's called Moving the Margins. To talk about it, I'm joined by Shawana Brooks, the executive director of Moving the Margins. Welcome, Shawana.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And this year's artist in residence, Sarah Crooks. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, thank you.
So, Sarah, your art has a decidedly environmental bent. And some people may remember, I was looking back at the project that you did called Nest many, many
Wow.
years ago,
Many years ago, yes.
which people will remember if they were living in the city at that time. It was kind of one of these first urban structure, interactive, somewhat art structures that was installed downtown. It was like a giant nest almost that you could stand in.
It was an 1,800-pound nest that 5 people could sit inside, and I was invited to participate with an artist residency program at the YWCA, and worked with women that were victims of domestic violence and on the edge of homelessness then, and we created this 1,800-pound nest that was part of Arts Mania, which was the first public sculpture in Jacksonville. And Arts Mania, I think it was in 1989
Yeah.
was that time. So we called it Nest 89, and it was a huge public project. I got lots of support from the community. Poets were on site to help the public weave words about homelessness into the nest. The women that I had worked with at the Y, which was a shelter at that time, were actually participants in helping the public weave all this cushy stuff into the nest. And unfortunately, a vandal set it on fire. So at that time, it was the first public art piece, but it was also a tragedy. But it actually raised the voice of the crisis of homelessness and domestic violence to a national level.
Shawana, your program is called Moving the Margins. What margins are you moving?
That's a very good question, and I think we like to move the margins of community members, but specifically marginalized artists. So that's women, that's people with disabilities or differently abled people, people of color, and also women. This is why we're working with Sarah Crooks this year as our first inaugural artist of our 4th year with Moving the Margins.
And what does this residency program look like? What does it provide for the artist, and how is the community encouraged to get involved?
Our residency program is kind of like over 6 months, like where we select the artists, and then we try to get them engaged with different community members, like most likely nonprofits that work around their area, and try to also help to, discuss different issues with the artists, give them some more information about the installation that they're doing. And then we have a opening reception, and we let the public come in, and we try to ask the public questions, and we also do different workshops throughout the community to get them involved.
And so the residency for the artist, though, is it a period of time that they commit to? Are they producing work in a certain place or a certain space?
We like for them to be working like in their studios or wherever they work. We think it's important to prioritize artists and how they are working in order to keep them here in our community. We think it's so important to resource them and then have them come in, tell us what they want, or what they're thinking of the gallery, how they want to transform the space, and then just let them engage from there.
And so where will they be seeing this work?
They can see it at the Jesse Ball DuPont Center. They are strictly right on the first floor. As soon as you walk in, you can see the gallery. It's all covered by glass. That's another significant word that we try to work with the artists to cover that space up, but we like them to come in and be communal, and it's open to the public 9:30 to 5.
Sarah, this latest piece of yours, it's called The Long Wait Home. Explain what it looks like and what it says.
It's actually a series of works, and I took the space for what it is, which is really transparent. It's all glass. It's a beautiful gallery space, and I've created work that itself is transparent, so it's an installation. There are some objects. There's also a gathering space for community discussion, which is a big part of my process now. So it incorporates an element of walking through the gallery and experiencing the objects, but also with the anticipation of community dialogue.
And so this is called the Corner Gallery. Is that what it's?
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the Jessie.
Yes, it's the Corner Gallery inside the Jessie Ball DuPont Center.
So that's on Adams.
Yes, that's Adams and Ocean right on the corner. We think that's so important. It's on the corner of Ocean and Adams. So every time you pass by, you should be able to see this really significant banner on the outside that hopefully brings you in.
All right. Well, Shawana Brooks and Sarah Crooks, thanks so much for being here, talking about the project and sharing your art with us.
Thank you. I hope
Thank you for
see it.
having us. Let me also say happy anniversary to my husband. Our 18th anniversary is tomorrow.
Oh, congrats, Shawana.
Thank you.
That's great.